Hi, I'm Mark Levitt, and welcome to another exciting episode of Bad Lyrics. Today, my focus is Janis Ian's At 17. Yes, her most popular hit song, Janis Ian, At 17. Now, At 17 is Janis Ian's most popular song by a long shot. It's basically the only one that they typically play on the radio. It succeeds in capturing the teenage angst of young women growing up, the ugly duck syndrome. Also, it's a somber autobiographical look at Janis Ian's own experience growing up. But I submit that Janis Ian just basically blatantly copied the idea from a Brady Bunch episode. That's my thesis. Now, the Brady Bunch's The Not So Ugly Duckling episode, number 34, aired November 20th, 1970. That was a full 5 years before Janis Ian wrote her song At 17. Now, in the Brady Bunch episode, Jan Brady is upset because her boy crush instead likes her sister Jan Brady. I mean, yeah, it's relatable. And Jan is convinced that her complexion is to blame. So, of course, she goes to the drugstore and she purchases some lemons and she smears them all over her face. Because, a lemony complexion. I don't know. That's what the writers thought anyhow. So she did that to improve her skin. And also she makes up a fake boyfriend with the realistic name Ron Glass, of the famous Steuben-Glass family. Anyway, she makes up this boyfriend, Ron Glass, and she has these fake phone conversations with him in front of the other family members. So that's the synopsis for the Brady Bunch episode. So now let's look at Janis Ian's song and see how she just blatantly ripped it off, okay? The first stanza of the song goes like this. I learned the truth at 17, that love was meant for beauty queens and high school girls with clear skin smiles. Enough alliteration for you there, clear skin smiles. Who married young and then retired. So here Janis Ian is setting the scene. She says that love only comes for girls with clear skin smiles. Now, why does she use clear skin as the image for a feminine ideal instead of just big gazongas? Because I think if you asked at least 30 teenage guys, what they wanted most in a woman, I don't think they would say clear complexions, okay? I think that would be number maybe 129 after big gazongas, sexually promiscuous, parents are frequently out of town. Those might be what they would rather have than a clear skin. I don't think is a big one. So the question is, why did she mention that, the clear skin? Because of the thing I just spoke about. Jan Brady put lemons all over her face, so she just stole the idea from that, right? Now, let's analyze this stanza. And those of us with ravaged faces, lacking in the social graces, desperately remained at home, inventing lovers on the phone. Those of us with ravaged faces. I think that's a bit of a bit strong to describe, a teenage complexion as ravaged, ravaged face. It's like Janis Ian's face was ravaged by a hungry group of wolves as she went hiking in the outback. It's over the top, man, isn't it? Those of us with ravaged faces, lacking in the social graces, desperately remained at home, inventing lovers on the phone. Now, here Janis Ian is describing inventing lovers on the phone, and this is in direct mirror to Jan Brady's inventing Ron Glass's conversations over the phone, right? But in Jan Brady's case, it made a lot more sense because she's doing it in front of the other family members. She's showing them, proving to them, she's really not jealous. That she doesn't care about Marsha's love life. Doesn't care. She has her own boyfriend, Ron Glass. So she has frequent conversations with Ron Glass to cement, mind you, their relationship, to prove it to the other family members, right? Okay, so, but in Janis Ian's case, I mean, if she's doing these fake conversations alone, I mean, many would believe that Janis Ian is indeed showing the initial signs of schizophrenia, and she should get that looked at, checked into it by a psychiatric professional. Okay, now the final stanza goes, repeating other lives unknown that call and say, come on, dance with me, and murmur vague obscenities at ugly girls like me at 17. Okay, now, first, Janis Ian repeats the phone image of Jan Brady and her fake lover. Then Janis Ian drops the so-called poetic image of a vague obscenity. Now, have you ever heard of a vague obscenity? You know, obscenities are known for being raw and specific, aren't they? Fuck you and eat shit. You know, what's vague about that? Obviously, if you're saying fuck you to me, you want me to go fuck myself. And if you're saying eat shit to me, you want me to have shit for dinner. I think that's patently obvious. Vague obscenities makes no sense at all. Okay, Janis Ian? Got it? Okay. Now that I've cleared that up, and the last line of this song says at ugly girls like me at 17. Here, Janis Ian is using the term ugly duckling, which is in direct, it's just basically copying the title of the Brady Bunch episode, The Ugly Duckling. So I really don't think there could be any doubt here. I think she's being pretty blatant about her ripping off the Brady Bunch episode. I think it's clear to say that Janis Ian is a Brady thief. And there's really nothing more low. I mean, plagiarism is pretty bad for any songwriter, but I mean, come on. If you have to rip off a tacky Brady Bunch episode, I mean, that's just ridiculous. There's no crime worse on heaven and earth, I believe. Anyhow, this has been another exciting episode of Mark Levitt's Bad Lyrics, featuring the bad lyrics of Janis Ian. I hope to see you soon, and for now, have a great rest of your life.